Lullabaloo. Lullabaloo, we're going downtown. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. I think this restaurant here, you can actually bring your own fish and they will clean it and cook it for you. At least that's what I heard last time. Granted, that was years ago. So there's big trucks over there and like transport trucks. And one's got a skull with a red bandana. Sorry, what I mean is it's got a flag fluttering in the wind with a skull and a red bandana on the skull and crossbones. And that's where I kind of heard all those sort of military kind of exercises going on in the morning. And like, yeah, so that's a change. I don't remember really much military from my previous visits. I think even my last visit, I don't remember like armed militia on the island. So that's different. Oh, flags! There's flags even behind me. This whole stretch here is like, you know, heading into town. It's like kind of the marina boats and some boat garbage. East side of the island. The sidewalks heading into downtown, they're pretty good. There's also a pathway on the west side of the island that is gorgeous. Goes along and you know the Caribbean waves are crashing. So like this is the calm side of the island. You know, the calm water. I'll definitely catch some of the west side on this downtown trip. Graffiti on the houses. That's not something I would have seen before. Ooh, I'm dizzy. Anyway, can you see that? So that side of the island is the airport strip, they call it. That's the first side of the island we ever stayed on. Still my favorite. So this is the car ferry. It's big. I have no memory of it. I mean, it must have existed, but whoop, don't remember ever seeing it. Maybe they run more often now. I got the sense from the brewery last night because every time a big transport truck would go by, there would be all this honk honk hello to the brewery people, because I guess they used to have to move their golf carts so that the trucks could turn the corner. And now, I don't know, for whatever reason, so now it's become a tradition that all the truckers honk at the brewery. Isla Brewery, that is. Hey, Lala. So I'm at this corner, which if you go that way, you head to the west side of downtown where we stayed once and near the side where the square is and everything. And then, you know, down this way would be to Punta Piedra where we used to stay. And then if I go straight ahead, then I end up on the ferry side of downtown. Now from the area of the Peso, this is probably the most easily accessible beach. Although, yeah, I think it's a public launch actually. And that must be an old car ferry. It's looking a little like it's seen better days. Still a bit of weeds here, you know. Depends if that bothers you. The naval area, building, and you know it's again getting nicer. I guess you're not allowed on this beach. This must be part of the military. price of a lager was 110 pesos, whereas at the Soggy Peso, it's 55 pesos for a beer. I think I might go up this little side street for a second. So there was once that we stayed up there in the Cuban guy's place, but I ended up cutting up a block too early for what I wanted to show you. Anyway, what I was trying to do was get a picture of this menu, because 35 pesos for tacos and other things, probably some good deals in there. I went in between the mopeds to get out of the way of the traffic, and then the family just stopped right in front of me, so I was trapped. However, so finally I thought, well, I'm just gonna get that picture anyway. They're obviously oblivious. So, oh, lordy. Trapped between two mopeds, feeling like a fool. Da 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 is breaking all the rules. Okay, here it is. This is what I want to show you here. Willie's! I don't know if it was called that on Avenue Juarez. Willie's. This was the first corner store you ever walked to all by yourself. So you walked all that way, all the way, like 3 blocks almost, all by yourself. How old would you have been? Probably 10, I'm guessing, about 10, 11 maybe? I'm cutting back to the main street now, by the ferry. Get a haircut. Nice little corner bar here. And there's the ferry terminal. It's very fancy now. And the ferries are very big and fancy too. So I'm walking north now, just across from the ferry. And there's an additional street that they closed to car traffic. Oh yeah. And then, so right across from the ferry, there's the bank that was always here, but there's more banks now. And one thing to know as well is that, okay, so there's the ferry. If you walk north, right just about here, is the, right here. So that's the exit. That's the taxi stand where all the taxis come through and you can just sort of grab one. I paid 50 pesos to get from here, from the ferry, to the Soggy Peso, and the driver seemed quite pleased with my offering, so I have a sense it probably should have been 20 or 30. Okay, so this street, yeah, this is what I want you to see here. So there's the taxi stand where they enter, and then you turn around and you see 7-Eleven, and then this street is no longer open to car traffic, and it goes right to that square that you're familiar with. Lots of shopping.
No shopping. Something for your husband?
Oh, no thank you. I mean, no gracias. Anyway, so very nice. Gracias. And you know, so there's all these shops, right? And then, oh, here's a Buenos dias. Then there's a bank. And wow, another pharmacy. There's no shortage now of pharmacies. They're pretty much, well, I passed one already. I think I took a picture of it, of the drug list that's available. You remember the pink and green house? That was very cool. The dresses, there's lots of cool shops. It's hard to browse though, because then, you know, people think you're gonna open your wallet, so anyway. Hola! Take video of the sign. I like it very much. I'm making this for my daughter, so another pharmacy, only half a block away. So this has become, yeah, I mean, I remember there used to be like one. now they're everywhere. And yeah, do you remember the square? That way, that's that walking street that goes all through downtown. Still definitely worth a trip. We're gonna go down there. And the square. This is where you first sat on the very first time that you were ever allowed to be waiting for me outside a grocery store. It wasn't called that. I think it was called Super Express back then. But anyway, it's the first time I ever let you sit outside. You were only like 7, I guess. It must have been 7. And then I'm inside the store and I was like, holy shit. I was like, oh my God, I just left my daughter out there all by herself. And then I'm like, wow, I would never do that in Canada. But for some reason you just said, yeah, I don't want to go in the store again. And I was like, sure. Just that feeling of safety, you know, because of the family, just the family vibe here. All right, there's a new pizza place. So that used to be the internet cafe I used to go to. I think it still says it's a cafe internet, but there's only like 2 little spots now. It used to be full of them. I guess because everyone has phones now. And then there's Sunny's Pizzeria. Now that place has been hopping. And there's the beautiful church. And then over there, and here is where Andre used to shoot baskets, and he had a local friend that he met who was a Gemini. Anyway, neat kid. He talked a lot. And he was very articulate, and he was so small, so cute. And this is something municipal. So the Super Aki, that's where I got the better deal on avocados. They had local avocados. They were kind of sweet, actually. I've never had an avocado taste sweet, and it was quite noticeable. I was like, now I get why it's considered a fruit. Anyway, they got some good prices in there. So I'm at the corner now of where the pizzeria is, and right over there, that building that used to be the medical clinic, I don't know if it still is. That's where you got treated for your salmonella, and where they first treated you for your other problems that led to the surgery. Oh, remember that hotel down there? We used to stay there very occasionally. I wonder if it's still, you know, I kept checking the prices and they were so darn high, you know, for what it was. I was not willing to pay it, and I figured it got maybe a little too big for its britches. This is cute. This wasn't here before. They used to sometimes have like the, you know, what do you call it now? Not the carnival, not the merry-go-round, like, you know, rides. Anyway, I remember they were rusty and scary, and I didn't let you go on them because there was like no such thing as safety other than hang on tight. So yeah, you were so small, you would have gone flying, you know, or it was so rusted it could have just, oh gosh. Anyway, so here we are, the western side of, you know, the upper down, like downtown, and all the way to the north end. That hotel was the first and only actual sort of resort. It's not the only one now. Up on that's the north end of the island, and that resort is on its own little island. And then the cove, that's the magical cove for swimming, is right there. And this beautiful sea walk down here goes to just south of town. It actually might then continue on almost to Punta Piedra area. Anyway, I haven't obviously walked that in a few years, so I don't know where it ends now. I do remember there was a hotel though, somewhere right along here, that was fairly decent price. Didn't have a kitchen though, but I mean for this experience, for me it would have been worth it. Yeah, I really had to weigh that against having a kitchen. So just walked past the Super Key and the square again, and then there's the other street with no cars. I'm just about to turn on. Yeah, so here we go. Lots of shops here. I'm sure you remember this area quite well. Just a lot of places are different, but there's a few originals that are still there. This place has a different name, but it was here. And they've got some specials for 180 pesos the week. Sunday, chicken tacos. Wednesday, tacos locals. And 2 margaritas for $2.50. There's the OXXO store. It's like the 7-Eleven. That's newer. And yeah, I remember we did some fun shopping right here. And this restaurant we used to go to a lot, but it's changed. Oh, Mani Padme. Oh, interesting. Reborn. Hero drinks only outside Alberta town. Interesting. Cool. Vegetarian, I guess. Here, Rolandi's. This was here. And this one, Hotel Bucaneros, was also here. And this was the restaurant that Andre actually crawled for the first time when he was here. And then this was also the one where, when the streets flooded, that the water went all the way up to the top step. That time it was really raining. Cool looking merch here. Beautiful colors of those. Just down from Rolandi's. And then the first spot for live music. When I walked by a couple nights ago, there was live music also. I think? No, maybe not right here. Oh, but here. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Peanuts! Watch out, Peanuts!
Husband's daycare. We take care of your husband so you can go shopping without worrying. Just not include diapers. Oh my god. Remember this place, you go upstairs and there's, I think they've even had music up there. I do remember being there. And they have 35 pesos. Make me think of Pete now, the wrestling masks. They've got a Spider-Man mask. If you're, look at that. Now this is the place to go for live music. I think they, oh yeah, every night, 4:30 to 11 p.m. The El Patio. I'm going there tonight. Rosa as well. And I remember this place on the corner. So I think there's still plenty to do. And I mean, the live music. That guy Jim, he sent me a list. And hola. Hi. Hey. ¿Cómo estás? Anyway, Jim sent me a list of live music and I was going through it and I was like, holy shit, that's only Mondays. He had for every night of the week. Hola. Good. He had for every night of the week, basically, like where to go for music. So, ooh, look at that. Mojitos, 2 for $2.50 and 2 for 200 margaritas. And that is the, coconuts. So, coconuts was on the live music list, I forget which night. And here's the rock bar. I guess it's great if you like to drink. this place. There's no shortage. There's some nice summery dresses. At the Jenny Penny Beach Boutique. It's beautiful. Hola. And this restaurant bar has swings. So you can sit at the bar in a swing. Has ropes. The ropes are swings. Here's a seafood buffet, but it's in April. And here's another bar. It smells like leather right now because I'm right behind these bags. There's some more swings. Join the swings at the bar. And now we're kind of at the edge. We got some of the street vendors and some of the bigger hotels that are just propped up on the North Beach. This is the old post office. I'm wondering if they still open. Is it still open? There's all these bags in there. So I'm not sure if you can still get stamps here. So you know where that street without the cars kind of ends, and then you start heading west towards the North Beach, that special cove. Well, that's where I am right now. And so there looks like there's some street vendors now that have gathered. And then this block has developed and changed a lot. So I'll have to show it to you. I think I remember this being kind of fenced off, like it was under development. Because do you remember there being this big building like right here on the corner? I think it was an empty lot. The convention center. Centro de Convenzione. Well, that's probably kind of Italian sounding. Convención. That's more Spanish, I think. I'm just making that up. Oh, sun's in my eyes. Tequila mezcal. Okay, this, the Garrafon. Hi. Hello. How are you? Good, how are you? This is, I think, new. I think it's new. And yeah, this playground, I believe, is also new. I don't remember this colorful playground. In fact, I started wondering if I was on the right block. Sorry if I'm bouncing around so much that it's causing trouble. But yeah, okay, so here's a new bar. Here's a new bar. Seafood. Then I saw the Seahawk dive shop, and then I knew, oh, okay, I'm on the right street. So this is still an original landmark that's here. This North Garden, it appears to be closed, and I think it's Wednesday, so I don't know if it's, you know, closed, or just closed. Maybe closed. It looks a little not maintained. So we still have a vacant lot here where we can build our dream home. And this place is original, still here. And down there is where we used to go to our bar with the swings. That's where you're recovering from your surgery. When you were swinging at the bar. Oh, Jesus, Murphy. I think I just got called a puta. I heard him say puta. I hope it's not for me. There used to be a big inflatable Corona here on the corner. But anyway, there's still their beach bar here. And then the bigger, fancier one over here. That sort of replaced the one we used to go to. called the Novelong Hotel. I'm thinking it has a different name now, and I'm not sure if it's the Eshell or... Anyway, I'll have to find out. But I remember the food was good back in the day. I mean, most of the food on the island is really good, right? I have this picture of you sort of under a tiny growing palm, like or something. Anyway, cute picture. I think it was when we were down with Danny and Andre. But this is the beach where he met the boys that were Aletha and Sammy, Rebel and Sammy, Moses and that. There's the moon over there. Nice. Well, there's no place like it really, is there? Well, I haven't found it yet. I'm sure there's lots of great places in the world. Actually, this is new. I don't recall there being a pool here. And for those that are not Laila, so we're right at the North Beach now, north end of the island. There's the moon, and here's the cove over here, the special cove. This corner here, right by the bridge, there used to be a really fun bar there, run by I think somebody from Saskatchewan. Anyway, oh, the Hotel Villican, that was a nice place. I've stayed there before. I think I was with Andre though. The only thing is, if you wake up early, the gates are locked, you can't get out. So I think it's like, you can't get out before 7. Of course it could have changed. But they had a nice kitchen, like a communal kitchen back then where you could make meals. So many birdie footprints here. Ooh, sand in my face is being blown. Anyway, this is the cove. So you can see those rocks up there. That's like a reef, and it blocks the really big waves coming in, and it blocks the undertow. So some beautiful swimming. Plus there's some fish you can see out there. You know, when you put your goggles on, you can swim with the fishes. So in my opinion, this is the world's best ocean swimming that I have yet to encounter by a long shot. It's long, long into the way ahead of every other ocean spot I've ever swam. Right here. That's a ray, could be a stingray. There it is. Oh my god, there it is. It's coming this way. Nice. Oh, it's going away now. All I had to do is splash and run away. With the big ones, that was how you called them in. What is that racket over there? Well, maybe I'll try a sunset swim on this little corner tomorrow. Because seeing those rays made me nervous. Like a lot nervous actually. Because I don't know if they're baby manta rays or if they're stingrays. And I've never seen a ray in that cove. And I mean, we swam in that cove a lot. So that was pretty wild. Well, I'm gonna Well, Laila, as long as I am up and breathing, as the Danish say, I will be back here. I will come back. What do you think? It's so quiet. I'm really surprised at this time of year. It's only the beginning of April. I'm so surprised there aren't more people. I think this is the renovated, but that's that same bar that we used to go to. But they, they renovated all the surroundings and they put the new roof and they made it big and fancy. But that might even be the swing that you were swinging on when you had your surgery. So my memory is the routine would be to walk barefoot until the sand is not on my feet. I think that might be one of the music spots. Now I've walked from that direction and I'm heading south. But I'm a couple streets west of the street with all the shops and restaurants because I want to walk by the youth hostel, or what used to be the youth hostel, and also the guy who used to make the hammocks and he had the best price. Don't know if he's still there. Tattoo and body piercing. That would be new. I always found this corner is quiet, like people don't know it's here. But see all these, they're closed right now, but these are like little markets. This, don't know if it's still the hostel. Patty.com. Good coffee. Well, might have to check it out. Anyway, the guy with the great deal on hammocks was right in around the corner here. More tattoos.
Kelly leading the way.
This place on the corner was there. I think that used to be what was called Mañana. It was so adorable. This place, I went with Phil and Nina and I got a fishbone stuck in my esophagus. And that looks abandoned, sadly. This place is hopping. Place. Ooh, they've got craft beer. And they have happy hour from 3 to 5 p.m. 2 for 1. And they have a cat. Francis Arlene. It's been here a long time. And this one's here. Hotel Carmelina. Stayed here as well. Hotel Isleno. Anyway, the Francis Arlene is a place where some of the folks that I've known for a long time stay. And like Sammy. Anyway, like they've been coming here for 30 years, 35 years more. I'm very pale. Oh, that's better. So I went to the Express Aqui to get some cash, and now, holy crap, that's fancy. I'm walking down the street again, the no car, lots of stores street. Here we are. Oh, hell yes. Look at this. They have the coolest bathroom sinks in this place. Like, what the hell? Very pretty here.
I know that these little.